Well, hi, everybody. This is Dave Jones with Storm Center Communications and GeoCollaborate. It is Tuesday, April 29th, 2025. This is an update for the All Hazards Consortium, the sensitive information sharing environment where we share information across platforms from state emergency operations centers, private sector liaisons, to private sector owner and operators, so we can talk about some of the extreme weather impacts that are happening around the country. This is the first update in a couple of weeks. I've been out and about traveling and doing some talks in various places. Just got back from Denver, Colorado, visiting that city, being invited by the Edison Electric Institute to talk about impacts to power infrastructure from extreme events and actually what companies might be able to do to communicate more effectively with their customers, which is all of us. What do you wish your power company did? I would certainly like them to give weather briefings to include how long power is expected to be out, or to at least advise you on how long power might be impacted if severe weather is headed your way. But I do want to show you what it looked like out there in Denver. Boy, look at that. It was nice and warm, temperatures in the 70s, but you can see up there in the Colorado Rocky Mountains, still quite a bit of snow out there. As a matter of fact, some of the resorts, ski resorts, they're still open. Had a couple people on my plane heading out there from the East Coast with skis and looking forward to it. A little bit of closer look. Look at that. Look how gorgeous that looks. Some of the lower elevations, nope, the snow has melted. But boy, about 8,000 feet and higher, lots of snow in much of the Colorado Rocky Mountains. And here's one, oh boy, there I am about ready to give a presentation to all of the investor-owned utilities and utility co-ops, a lot of them from around the country, looking to see how they can serve their customers better by providing them better information. Well, let's take a look at the satellite picture. This is what it looks like. And remember, just several weeks ago, beginning of April, we switched over from the old GOES satellite, which was GOES 16, to GOES 19, and it's been placed in the operational position, looking at the East Coast, central part of the U.S., Central America, South America, and over to Africa. This is the GOES East satellite. And I've done a couple of things here because we're watching some active weather today, but I have turned on the sea surface temperature data as well. And down in the Gulf of Mexico, we are seeing some warm temperatures. I'm going to show you in just a minute the sea surface temperature anomalies, but down here in the Gulf, this is the loop current here. I can zoom that, move that up just a little bit here, coming out of the Caribbean. And temperatures are running 4 to 5 degrees above average here in the northern Gulf. That is not good news. Some scientists, researchers calling this a heat wave in the Gulf. And that's something right before hurricane season starts on June 1st. We don't like to see all those warm temperatures there. But we do have active weather in Texas right here. You can see that batch of thunderstorms. We'll zoom in on that. And then along this frontal system, we have additional thunderstorms, some of them heavy in southern Illinois and also moving through central Ohio. I can add another layer onto this satellite image and show you what it looks like from the standpoint of where are those thunderstorms? Where's that enhanced activity? So here you go. This is going to be loading up and it'll be moving with the other ones, but the area that you see in orange, that is stronger thunderstorms that have been happening over the last couple of hours here. But some of these thunderstorms are severe thunderstorms that are moving through, dropping heavy rain, hail that's less than 3/4 of an inch. So the threshold for a severe thunderstorm is 1 inch hail. And that's what they're getting, strong wind gusts with hail up to about 3/4 of an inch, but wind gusts over 80 miles per hour in parts of central Ohio. So that is why they have severe thunderstorm warnings going on there. Let me dive in a little bit closer here and show you what it looks like from the standpoint of the mesoscale sector. This is what's called the Meso 2 sector or Meso 1 sector over Ohio. And you can see these storms. I've highlighted again the most severe parts of them. You can see them moving between Zanesville and Canton, Ohio right now, moving to the east, northeast. And there's also some severe storms up in western New York. I'm going to go over to GeoCollaborate. I'll show you that as well. But this is a pretty big thunderstorm complex, but you can see pockets of very heavy thunderstorms and severe thunderstorms as well. Here's a very strong one in northern Kentucky, north of Lexington here. That one has a severe thunderstorm warning attached to it as well. I'm going to go over to GeoCollaborate and I'll show you what that looks like here. Let me show you that right now. This is GeoCollaborate. You can see I've also plotted on here the wind damage reports from this area of storms. There's that one in northern Kentucky, severe thunderstorm warning going on right now for that thunderstorm. And that's got strong gusty winds, some hail with it as well. But look at how these thunderstorms extend back through southern Indiana into southern Illinois, where we have severe thunderstorm warnings going on there and some flash flood warnings as well in red. Overall, I'll just zoom out here just a little bit. Look how broad these areas of severe thunderstorm watches go into effect here in northern and central New York, including Buffalo. Look at this. There's some wind damage already reported east of Buffalo. That is going on this watch until 10 o'clock tonight. This one down into Ohio is until 7 o'clock tonight. And Pittsburgh, look out. Those storms are moving towards you. And it looks like there may even be a tornado warning going on there right now. I'm going to turn this on and we'll switch over to the radar here so I can show you what it looks like. This is the National Weather Service Doppler weather radar. And yes, indeed, there is a tornado warning that has just been issued here. Expires in 26 minutes. So take a look at the time at the top of the screen. It's 4:33 and 18 seconds here, Eastern time. So it will be expiring around 4 o'clock. This tornado warning, this is radar indicated. So it means that there's a possible rotation going on in this particular thunderstorm. When you're watching this update, keep in mind, this is likely going to be after this tornado warning expires because I have to upload this to YouTube and make it live. So there's also storms to the north. Look at this up towards Erie, Pennsylvania, and there's also severe thunderstorms. This is out of the range of the Cleveland radar here, but over towards Buffalo, quite a few severe thunderstorm warnings going on there as well. So it's an active day. Looks like this area of showers and storms has strong gusty winds with it. So wouldn't be surprised to see some localized impacts to critical infrastructure. The overhead power lines, they may be down because of tree limbs or trees being blown down in this particular situation. Now, let me go back to the satellite picture, and here's that storm again in Lexington and also in central Ohio. But I want to dive down into Texas also for a bit because we have these storms, and I'm going to refresh this here right before your eyes as I'm talking. This is actually mesoscale sector 2 in northern Texas. And here we go. These are now loading up. Look at this. This has gotten even more mature after I uploaded this loop or refreshed it just a couple minutes ago. This is an image every minute. You can see around Lubbock, there is some severe weather going on there, some severe thunderstorm warnings happening there. And those storms are moving to the northeast. All this area is under severe thunderstorm watch right now, and I can show you that on GeoCollaborate as well. Here's going down towards Oklahoma, where there's a severe thunderstorm warning just southeast of Oklahoma City, southeast of around Moore, Oklahoma, and then down towards Texas. There you can see these are all severe thunderstorm watches and severe thunderstorm warnings on these cells going on. So lots of activity, lots of emergency operations centers in those states are monitoring the situation going on. And I do want to show you the satellite picture here. And I'll just do a little bit of a drawing here to show you what that looks like. This is the area of severe weather that's forming here in Texas and extreme southeast New Mexico. You can see right on the border here, there's severe thunderstorms, but also growing here in this area. These are very severe thunderstorms as well. Severe storms are warned right now, and they'll be moving up towards Childress, Texas, probably staying south of Amarillo because there's a little bit more stable air here. But this is the boundary, this is the front, and going on into Oklahoma as well, where there are some severe thunderstorms. Now, these storms are impacting more of the Midwest, not the East or the Southeast. The Pacific Northwest, you're looking pretty good right now. But we continue to monitor these storms. The Midwest has really been rocked from Oklahoma over to Arkansas, over to Kentucky. When I was flying from the East Coast over to Denver, I saw the flooded rivers there because of all of the extreme rainfall they've had there. And that is why there is no drought conditions at all there. So I'm just going to widen out one more time and show you these storms that are happening around the country. And also you can see the Gulf Stream. You can see the differences in sea surface temperatures from the operational NOAA GOES satellite. This is GOES 19, now named GOES East. But this is what we're going to be doing through hurricane season, and that is monitoring the Gulf of Mexico, the Caribbean, the Atlantic Ocean. We're going to be keeping an eye on activity all the way over to Africa to make sure that you stay safe. And because of that, I do want to talk about the hurricane season forecast. And I typically follow two outlooks for hurricane season. One is from Colorado State University, Dr. Phil Klotzbach. He's a good friend and colleague. He comes out with his outlooks every year and then updates them as we get further into the hurricane season. This is his outlook. Total storms 17, that's named storms, so it includes tropical storms and hurricanes. So total named storms is 17. The average there on the right-hand side is just a little bit over 14. So he's thinking that we're going to have a more active season this year as well. How many hurricanes? 9 hurricanes. We average about 7, a little bit more than 7. And major hurricanes of category 3 or higher. That's the depiction of what a major hurricane is, the definition of category 3, 4, or 5 hurricanes. Dr. Klotzbach and his team think there'll be 4 major hurricanes. Now, this outlook will get updated as we head into hurricane season as different factors change, like the El Nino Southern Oscillation and what conditions the sea surface temperatures are in the Pacific. It does make a difference right now. We're headed into an El Nino sort of neutral situation where it's neither extremely cold sea surface temperatures or warm, but the models are predicting us heading into an El Nino pattern after hurricane season or towards the latter part of hurricane season. We'll see. We track that as well here at Storm Center Communications and in the studio to make sure we're understanding what's going on from the ocean to the atmosphere to the sun for space weather as well. The other organization that we follow very closely as well is NOAA, the Climate Prediction Center, not the Hurricane Center, but the Climate Prediction Center forecasts an outlook for hurricane season. I call it an outlook. Forecast I typically look at as a short range, anywhere from 0 to 4 days out, 5 days perhaps as a forecast. When you talk more than that, I typically refer to it as an outlook. And so NOAA has not issued theirs. They will issue theirs in May, and I'll bring that to you as soon as NOAA does it with the update as well. And so this is another interesting thing that the Colorado State folks have done. They anticipate an above average probability for a major hurricane or hurricanes making landfall along the continental United States coastline and in the Caribbean. So I know when hurricane season arrives, if you live along the coastline or you live in the Caribbean, you want to prepare. And certainly that's what you want to do with this hurricane season coming up. Remember, it just takes one hurricane to ruin your day and ruin your month and perhaps your entire year because of how devastating these storms are. So we're going to keep you updated on this activity for sure as hurricane season approaches. And that's why we monitor this area in the Gulf, through the Caribbean, and through the Atlantic as well. If any hurricanes develop in the Pacific and head towards the central region, like Hawaii, anything that impacts perhaps Guam, we'll bring that to you as well and give you that kind of that information so you can take it with you and process it, help your decision-making capability. Let's go out to the west for a second. This is the GOES West satellite. I've done the same thing here as I've done with the GOES East, where I have put on sea surface temperature data. It's very cold in the Pacific, certainly up towards the Gulf of Alaska. Very cold up there. Doesn't really warm up until you get offshore and further down to the south. But it looks like a pretty decent weather pattern impacting California, Nevada. There's some high elevation showers going on, maybe some snow showers, higher elevation. But we don't anticipate any atmospheric rivers impacting the West Coast over the next couple of days. And certainly we'll be updating you on that as conditions warrant too. You can see in Colorado, some of the clouds increasing as you get afternoon heating, winds hitting the mountain and going up. That's what makes these clouds form. But thank goodness, no extreme weather forecast for the state of Colorado or anyone really west of the Midwest here. We have these thunderstorms in Texas, Oklahoma, heading on into Ohio. See how the earth is curved. That's why it looks at this perspective. I can back out a little bit more too to give you that perspective. Here's where the warm temperatures are off of Central America and down towards South America. But still, it's pretty darn cold. It's definitely wetsuit surfing weather out there in California. So let's take a look at the models real quick for this update on this Tuesday. This is the GFS model, and we do have those thunderstorms, showers and thunderstorms that are happening over Oklahoma and over Texas right here, and also some of the heavy weather that's happening. Now, I'm going to advance this to tonight, and you'll see these areas of showers and storms continuing along this front. This GFS model, the resolution isn't really picking up any severe storms, but that possibility is there. Remember, I showed you that on GeoCollaborate. But I'll take this on into the future. Looks like some showers may impact the Mid-Atlantic area. That's during the morning tomorrow on Wednesday. But meanwhile, in the Midwest, there's still a chance of some heavier showers and storms hanging around there in Oklahoma, impacting Missouri, and then on into Illinois and Indiana. We do need the rain out there as well. As a matter of fact, I'm going to switch over real quickly to GeoCollaborate because I want to show you what it looks like from the standpoint of the drought monitor. So let's go over and look at that here. Here's GeoCollaborate. I had the watches, warnings, and advisories turned on here. But I also want to turn on the drought monitor. And here it is. And I'm just going to keep this extreme weather that's going on right now on. But look how much of the country is under drought, including Montana, even the Pacific Northwest around Seattle. The extreme drought is creeping back into California, Southern California here. Even Los Angeles now is back in drought conditions. They really haven't gotten out of them for a couple of months. But extends all the way down here along the southern tier of the nation into southern Texas. Very, very dry around San Antonio, Austin, all the way over to the western panhandle, El Paso, Texas. Just incredibly dry. And look at this in Florida. You have not seen any decent rain over a long period of time. Yeah, showers and thunderstorms have happened, but nothing really soaking, and that is why the drought conditions continue there. Look at this, on up into South Carolina and North Carolina. where we've had those wildfires, still a couple of fires burning, not as severe as they have been, but even up into the mid-Atlantic. Look at this. Let's dive into Maryland here. Look at this. There's a serious drought going on in the Washington, Baltimore area, over to the eastern shore of Maryland, up to southern Pennsylvania, where rain is desperately needed. As a matter of fact, I'm going to turn off the watches, warnings, and advisories as far as the Weather Service is concerned, because I want to show you how far that drought, those drought conditions continue up the East Coast. Look at this. Here's Maryland, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, right where we had the Jones Road fire that's burning, still burning. Some areas in the refuge there, but also impacting homes, and some evacuations happened in that area. But look at this. This is that drought area there, on all the way up into New England, western Massachusetts, southeastern New Hampshire, southeast Maine. You need the rain. You need the rain. So any of these thunderstorms are helpful as long as they don't have lightning strikes with them, because lightning strikes can start wildfires. I kept this on because these are active warnings going on, including this tornado warning just to the west of Pittsburgh. If you're watching in Pittsburgh, keep your, this is near Wheeling, West Virginia here, keep your eyes to the skies. Listen to your local National Weather Service office and your local favorite broadcast meteorologist for potential tornadoes in the Pittsburgh area. There's already severe thunderstorm watch. You're not under a warning yet, but you do have the chance of even a tornado that could happen west of Pittsburgh. So there's Wheeling, West Virginia, just to the north, near Wharton, West Virginia. That is currently you are under a tornado warning in that area. One of the other things that we like to do here at Storm Center is monitor global lights, night lights. So whenever the sun goes down, we can see the lights using various satellites from NOAA and NASA. And you may have heard about the power outage impacting Portugal, Spain, and parts of France. So while the exact cause of the outage is unknown, the North American Electric Reliability Corporation, yes, there's one of those that helps North America stay lit, is working to develop appropriate insights to protect our grid as the industry transforms. As a matter of fact, you can probably understand that the grid is being impacted by extreme weather. You probably have lost power from time to time because of storms. Well, the grid is also dealing with significant load growth for the first time in decades. Due to what? Due to AI, the demand for AI. And the grid is also managed from complex cyber and physical security environments. So lots of people are working hard each day to ensure power reliability and availability for all of us. More than 400 million, as a matter of fact, across North America. And look at what we have here. So here is Porto, Portugal. Here is Lisbon. This whole area was out of power. And the good news is it's back. We can tell because this is satellite image from this morning showing that the power has been restored. There was a lot of Portugal and Spain and even southern France that was out of power. These red dots, these are hot spots that could be potential wildfires that we can monitor around the world as well. So let's go back. We'll go back to the GFS model because I want to progress this a little bit and then finish this update. As we head on into Friday, you can see a general area of showers, perhaps some thunderstorms along Louisiana, northeast Louisiana into Mississippi, perhaps Alabama, headed into that area, and then some popping up in Texas. So it's really scattered, no real major outbreak of severe weather expected, but we will have pockets of heavy storms, and at any time, those heavy storms could cause a tornado, could lead to tornado development. So I'll take this all the way out into Friday and to Saturday, where we might get some of that rain up into Maine, into the East Coast, which will help in some of that drought. Perhaps next Saturday, that is what we're looking at for possibility of maybe a little bit of soaking rain, 3/4 of an inch to an inch, something like that. We'll be watching it closely. And then high pressure takes over and dominates. It gets dry again for quite a period of time, all along the East Coast, east of the Mississippi. Florida, yep, that's some rain down there for you. Let's see if that pans out. If you're on the southern edge of that high pressure, it might be bringing in easterly winds, maybe some low clouds, maybe some drizzle or rain. That would be a welcome sight. Let's switch over quickly to the air masses. I like to show this pretty quickly to show you who's warm, who's cold, and where that air is headed. We have warm air over the eastern United States right now, but there's a little shot of cold air on Sunday. Well, that's what just came through, actually. And then we're heading on into Tuesday, which is today, where we have a lot of warm air across the East Coast right now. And when is the next batch of cold air, maybe cooler air? Not until over the weekend. Saturday night, it looks like there could be a round of cold temperatures, perhaps cold enough to impact if you planted any vegetables. We'll be watching that closely as well, but that will clear out of here early next week, and then we warm back up again. But look at this. Low pressure out over the Atlantic wants to retrograde a little bit and come back and give another cold spell. We'll see if that happens. That's a long way out. So that's it for this update. I'm Dave Jones with Storm Center Communications and GeoCollaborate. Thanks so much for watching. Really do appreciate you watching these updates. And I also wanted to say thank you so much for sending me emails wondering where I was for 2 weeks. Again, I had a lot of meetings going on and also had to do some traveling. But we're back and have another little trip coming up next week. But we'll be doing updates, particularly when the weather conditions warrant. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Please watch out for yourself and watch out for your neighbors. You know they appreciate it. Even if they don't say anything, they love to hear from you. Have a good day, and we'll see you later.